happy birthday. It is your birthday month, and we have a very exciting chart for you that we're going to be checking on here today. And let me just suggest something even before I start. This month is going to be probably one of the best months of 2021 for you because we have a whole thing going on in your first house. So this, of all months, would be really a great month for you to go check on your own, not just personal transit reading, which I would absolutely advise that too, but check your solar return. And what is a solar return? That is your birthday chart, which has the power to linger with you for an entire year, showing where the planets are and what your divine goals and paths will be, right? So do that when you get a chance. Remember, solar return, but also your transit chart will say a whole lot. Now, in this general reading for you, Taurus, let me tell you, though, you have a lot of excitement, the unexpected to happen there just on top of the month when the sun meets up with Uranus. And Uranus is always that wild card. We never really know what we're going to get. It's the OMG of the planets. So it being in your first house, it pertains to you personally. Something coming to you unexpectedly. Hopefully this is going to be really, really good, right? And we also have Venus, the new moon, and Mercury going on in that first house. So we have all of this going on, and it has to do with you personally versus also what has to do in your partnership area, which is on the opposite end of all this. But the sun in Uranus, it could be great news coming to you or something that you're going to be hearing about. It's also a very liberating energy. So what a way to start the month. Having Venus, which is your ruler, it's in that first house. So this is a month where you're going to be extra attractive. Okay, Venus is all that beautiful energy. And so, yes, I could see it's creativity. It's all, Venus rules money as well. It could be a great money-making month for you, where you're just going to be the magnet, all right? It's coming to you. And for those things that you've been working on, well, maybe that now will be that time for you to receive. In addition, we have the new moon, and you know how the new moon is always so important because that's where, when we place our intentions, we go into that secret, right? The law of attraction, how to attract. So pay specifically attention to what it is that you're holding in your mind because that is what we create as our own reality. Make it big, make it beautiful. You got all that Venetian energy, love and money, right? Romance. So I think this is something that probably, like I said initially, could be ultimately the best month of 2021 for you. Now, we have the new moon, which is there on the 11th. Yes. On the 11th, we have not just the conjunction with Venus. So, of course, you're going to feel it. You know, it's going to be a very emotional, beautiful, romantic day. You know, great news coming in. But also, I feel it could be very transformative. And why is that? Well, when we have Pluto, and in a great aspect as it is, it's in a trine. When we have Venus and Pluto, we see passion. So passion is many things. It's not just the physical. It could be spiritual. It could be mental, right? Wherever it is that you're putting your focus here around the 11th, my goodness, I mean, this has a great, great potential. You can see things transform for you. Maybe you're starting something new, and then that will carry the signature of it for the future. Whatever it is you're starting right now, it will have that implemented energy that is going to just follow that success path that you're setting up, right? Since Mercury is also involved, you can maybe come to see that your thoughts are very deep and penetrating. That's what Pluto does. If there's been anything on your mind, well, Pluto will turn every single stone until it finds its core, its answer. Pluto currently is in your 9th house. So that has to do with philosophy. It has to do with higher education. It has to do with long distance travel and people in faraway places. So that can come into the mix. But it also has to do with research. So whatever you're researching now, Taurus, pay attention, because what you're going to find, you might just find some golden nuggets, which is going to set you up for that line of success, right? But we also do have something that might need to be corrected a little bit, because this very same new moon and Mercury is square to Uranus. No, I'm sorry, to Jupiter. That is in your 10th house. So there could be a score that needs to be settled within your career on this date. Give it a couple of days to and fro, right? Right around the 11th. So say 9th to 13th or so will be days where you're going to feel whatever is just is just. Whatever you deserve, you deserve. But there could be something that might just rock the boat a little bit. And then you're just going to have to take up your sense of fairness. What is fair and not fair? And speak your mind. You'll have the power to do so, because you're not just going to settle and put up with it. By no means. Jupiter won't allow it, especially when it's coming to Mercury. That is communication, verbal, right? And it's also the way you're thinking. So we have that also happening at the same time. So talk about it just exploding with all this great energy. Mars doesn't really have any transits, major transits, that is. Mars is our physical energy, or your determination and so forth, but it is transiting your 3rd house, which has to do with neighbors, siblings, short distance travel, and so forth, anything within communication. So if you have any presentations or talks, important talks, you could do that, and you could do that really well, because Mars is positioned pretty good to all of your planets in your sign right now. But Taurus is on overload with all of these planets. So for you, I think, you're going to start seeing how you can bring together the hopes and the dreams that you're holding here. Neptune, transiting your 11th house for hopes and dreams. And Neptune is very visual, right? So you could see the power of visualization taking place in your chart. And I think that is something that you will be working more and more with, and a lot of you have already been integrating how this has been working in your general chart with Neptune. Neptune is very spiritual. I can see how so many of you, Taurus, have been opening up to the higher realms, those more etherical realms, because we know you're so down to earth, right? Practical, logical, anything of the 3D world, right? Within the 5 senses, that's something that you understand. But these 5 senses are starting to loosen up for Taurus, for the earth signs, because of Neptune, allowing you to join the others that have more of that connection with one's higher self and spirituality, being able to kind of download and channel inspiration. And of course, there are those of you who do have that. If you have a very well placed Neptune in your birth chart, of course, you've been downloading that inspiration all along, but not all of you. So, I mean, that is the blessing for Neptune being in Pisces, close to your sign by 60 degrees. You are implementing that there is more between life and death. There is more than this just 3rd dimensional reality. And that is something that's going to be accompanying you for many, many, many years to come. So, yes, we have the full moon, which is on May 29th. It is appearing in your 8th house for money, not necessarily, though, Taurus, your income money. It's more your savings, your investments, money that you put aside or have shared with your partner. You might have stocks and so forth. You might see an increase towards the end here of May. Full moon is always harvest time, right? So yes, but it's not really holding any specific degrees in your transit chart, though it will be passing by a trine, not a trine, 150 degrees to Mars. So you could say there might be some extra little energy boost coming in from it, but it's pretty much sitting there on its own. So that is the short forecast here for May. Love, romance, money. But more than anything, it is your personal I am, your person that's going to go out and radiate and shine and be the center, I'd like to say, of attention with whatever it is that you're putting out there to the people, right? Because all of this is in by your ascendants, and that's how you're going to present yourself out to the world. They're going to see a bright and shiny and beautiful Taurus this month. So do go check on your solar chart just to see now, since it is your birthday, to have your birthday chart set up for this full year until that of next year, and you will not be sorry. So listen, Taurus, have a wonderful month. Happy birthday once again, and I will see you again soon. Bye now.